Willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Folge Baldurs Gate 3. Wir sind wieder im Lager und wir werden jetzt mit Tara reden, die wir in der letzten Folge gerettet haben aus den Türmen des Mondaufgangs. Und vielleicht können wir hier noch was handeln, wobei ich habe eh alles verkauft.
Quite the cozy setup you have here.
Ja, wir haben ja eh nichts mehr.
Thank you.
It does not compare with the comforts of home, but your camp is almost palatial in comparison to my previous accommodation. Thank you for allowing me to come here and for bringing me back to myself. Each memory that returns to me is more disturbing than the last. The things that I did in the name of the Absolute. The things that were done to me. They broke my mind.
Und wir werden sie brechen. Die Zeit der Rache ist gekommen. Ihr seid stark, ihr werdet euch erholen. Ich kann euch helfen, das zu reparieren. Wenn euer Verstand gebrochen ist, nutzt ihr mir nichts. Ihr seid stark, ihr werdet euch erholen.
Strength will not save us from an enemy that can dominate our will. While our tadpoles live, and the cult have the means to control them, we will never be safe. We must eradicate them, starting with General Thorm. I mean Ketheric. My deference to him is a habit that will die hard, I fear.
Es ist schön, dass ihr bei mir seid.
It is the safest place to be. Swear that you will keep me close. Until the Absolute is dead, at least.
Ihr seid ein Opfer des Kults, natürlich beschütze ich euch.
The Prism will protect me. You will fight alongside me and help me to get my vengeance. I knew you were different to other true souls when we met, but I could see nothing clearly. Now, thanks to the Prism, the Absolute does not cloud my thoughts at all. I see that together, we can have our vengeance on those who infected us. Rest well, and keep your wits about you. Tomorrow, we go to war with the cult of the Absolute.
Schlaft gut, am Morgen ziehen wir gemeinsam los.
I would gladly join you in the fight. Leave one of your other allies here, and I shall.
Warte mal. Sie ist ein Paladin, oder? Wahre Seele der Absoluten. 2 Waffenkämpfer. Ich weiß nicht, was sie für eine Klasse hat. Lass jetzt mal das Sylvia.
Drow is unpredictable, uncompromising. I respect her almost as much as I distrust her. Chuck, you believe, as you said.
Warum geben die mir mittlerweile immer die ganze Scheiße, was sie haben? Ich verstehe es nicht.
You wish to consult me?
Paladin, ihr gehört auch zu den Paladinen. Wie sieht euer Eid aus?
I took up my oath long ago, when I swore bloody vengeance against any who defied Lolth. Now, I myself have sinned against
Auch der Eid der
the
Vergeltung.
Spider Queen. Though my faith is shattered, my oath endures. I am sworn to destroy all those who serve the Absolute.
Das ist ein nobles Vorhaben.
It is not noble, it is necessary. If we do not destroy the cultists, they will destroy everything. We are all that stands between this world and annihilation.
Erinnert ihr euch an alles, was ich im Namen der Absoluten getan habe?
I was the Absolute's dagger. I remember every throat that it held me to, and every drop of blood it forced me to spill. I take no responsibility for the lives I took. I did nothing in the Absolute's name. I was merely a weapon that it wielded.
Ich erinnere mich an den Heiden, ihr schien es zu genießen, all diese Leben zu nehmen.
The tadpole. The Absolute. They work together like a drug. I did not feel I was compelled to act against my will. I felt ecstatic to serve. Every action seemed a deliberate choice. The best choice. Even though I could no more have resisted its commands than flesh can resist decay. Even rational minds like ours cannot reject such a powerful influence. The Absolute can make the impossible seem inevitable.
Ist Ketheric wirklich unverwundbar?
I fought at his side once, shortly after my conversion. Before the battle, he was everything a general should be. A charismatic leader with a brilliant strategic mind. And when the fighting began, he led his troops from the front and cut through the enemy like a scythe through stalks. Blows and arrows rained down on him, and before long, his face was a mask of blood. But he did not fall. He did not even falter. When we won the day, Ketheric's armor was bent and shattered, but his flesh was unmarked. I have lived long enough to know that few things are impossible in this world. Ketheric's power is a rare thing, though. I have never seen its like. The necromancer Balthazar is Ketheric's chief advisor. One who has mastery over the dead may well be able to help the living cheated. We should ransack his chambers and see what secrets he keeps for the great general.
Ich frage mich, was ihr über unsere Gefährten denkt.
A disparate collection of vagabonds and strays. Did you have anyone particular in mind?
Mich interessiert, was ihr über Schattenherz zu sagen habt.
It would have been better for us had she embraced Shah and claimed the power of the goddess. But it is better for Shadowheart to be free of that poisonous influence.
Ich dachte, das Dogma der Chariten würden euch gefallen.
The very concept of Sharan worship is self-indulgent. They would have you think every whispered word and hidden thought is of value. But it is not so. I have performed 1,000 interrogations, squeezing out the most guarded secrets held in heart, mind, and soul. I can tell you this. When the trivial parts have been whittled away and I have sifted through what remains, in most cases, a person amounts to nothing at all.
Was haltet ihr von Astarion?
He's been deprived of freedom and strong blood for so long that he is addicted to both. While those addictions have their hold on him, he is still a slave.
Seid ihr besorgt, ihr könnt euer Blut trinken?
No. He is well aware that I would exsanguinate him entirely if he flashed his fangs at me.
Astarion ist kein Sklave, er ist frei von Cazador. Nee, das ist er nicht.
Free. What purpose does he have that does not involve his master? He fears him, he hates him, he dreams of him, and he will either kill him or die trying. Astarion is no more free of Cazador than you or I are free of our tadpoles.
Ja, sie hat
He
absolut
will
recht.
only be free when Cazador is dead. And that is as it should be. When the time comes, we must hope that he does not only take Cazador's long life, but the power that has sustained him as well.
Ich möchte, dass sie mich begleitet.
Good. I do not like to stand idle. Awaiting orders.
Ich weiß es nicht. Ich habe mir überlegt, dass ich Gale eventuell 1, 2, vielleicht 3 Level in den Baden geben, du. Baden-Fähigkeiten und auch das Charisma und so ist schon nicht schlecht, sowas im Team zu haben. Bei ihr bin ich gerade überlegen, ob ich hier auch eine Mischung aus Barbar noch mitgeben soll. Kämpfer, da sie so ziemlich alles andere die Übung hat. Bin auch überlegen wegen Kleriker. Schwierig. Das ist gerade keine leichte Entscheidung. Ich glaube, ich würde ihr erstmal Kämpfer geben. Wenn das nicht laufen tut, können wir das immer noch umskillen. Sie hat keine Waffen. Tja, das ist schlecht. Das finde ich jetzt ehrlich gesagt nicht so geil. Da müssen wir jetzt mal überlegen. Wie wir das mit ihr am besten machen. Also Langschwerter kann sie doppelt tragen. Mashallah. Dara. Heißer Feger.
What to do? Do we have a target? Reporting.
Ja, das müssen wir ausprobieren.
Back home will ever believe this.
If it is for the
Warte mal, eine
best.
Sache noch. Die Farbe der Rüstung noch ändern. Dann gucken wir mal, wie sie sich mit Terror beweisen kann. Ja, wirklich geile Farben haben wir gerade nicht. Sieht ja scheiße aus. Wie sieht's damit aus? Zeig mal her. Kann ja nicht so scheiße sein, oder? Oh, geht, ne? Holzens Tagebuch Band 2. Warum immer sie das hat, suche das Nachtlied. Oh, okay. Also über das Buch hätte man das auch so bekommen.
So, you found the seat of the Absolute's power. And what a power it is. I trust you've come to your senses. We have to work together, or the Absolute will enthrall us both. I cannot keep this up indefinitely. Ketheric Thorm is clearly important, but I wonder if there's more to it than that. It just doesn't stop. We are being bombarded by waves of telepathic energy. Wave after wave with hardly a breath between them. I almost dare not rest. Each wave a set of orders to the infected. The order for your transformation has been given many times already.
Wisst ihr, woher die Befehle kommen?
You're on the right track. It's in Moonrise Towers, but I don't know where exactly. I just hope my powers last long enough to see this through. In any case, the Absolute knows you carry me with you now. It wants to retrieve me.
Kann ich immer noch auf euch zählen?
Yes. I am the only one who can resist the Absolute's influence. Hence its fear of me. Its desperation. Unfortunately, that also means it is dedicating more and more resources to my retrieval. The task ahead is monumental. But you've proven that you have the resolve to do what must be done. You've shown your loyalty to the Absolute, but to gain an audience with it, you must prove yourself to Ketheric Thorm. Now I must rest. And you must carry on. Do not let my efforts be in vain.
Oh, schwieriger Hase.
I'm ready. Whatever it takes. Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
Ich werde jetzt trotzdem hier nochmal gucken. Es könnte jetzt nämlich sein, dass wir die irgendwie triggern, weil wir Mentara jetzt wieder dabei haben, ne? Deswegen speichere ich jetzt hier sicherhalber nochmal und dann gehen wir rein.
It's risky to enter Moonrise with an unwelcome companion. You can pass as a true soul, but they cannot. Be sure to keep them close, so you can speak on their behalf if the cultists ask too many questions.
Seid vorsichtig und wachsam, dann könnt ihr den Turm vielleicht unversehrt erkunden. Ja, das läuft darauf hinaus, dass wir sie wahrscheinlich erstmal im Lager lassen müssen. Kommen wir wohl nicht drum herum. Kann man nichts machen. Zumindest müssen wir mit dem Turm erstmal fertig sind. Wenn wir dann zu Baldurs oder so gehen, können wir sie ja mitnehmen. Aber jetzt gerade ist schlecht. Das habe ich mir schon gedacht, dass es nicht so funktioniert. Ist ja auch logisch.
You wish to consult me?
Warte vor
A
dem Lager.
mistake. I am your most valuable. When you realize.
Jetzt gibt die mir wieder ihre ganze Scheiße.
We must pray. It is done.
Ja, dann müssen wir erstmal mit Lisil bleiben.
No one stopped me yet. Let's get on with it. Have a lot on my mind. And, well, in it.
Friends, right? All one. I love that.
More for me.
A moment, true soul. You use a spoon to stir the soup, Barnabas. Forget the axe, my darling. Now, how can I help you?
Barnabas?
I've shown Barnabas a kinder way. A kinder name is only fitting. That is the gift the Absolute gave me when I stood before her. To rewrite the lives of her faithful. Make them believe there's something better.
Ich dachte, die Absolute nimmt uns an, wie wir
She
sind.
gathers many threads for her design, but it is still her design. And Barnabas has found his place in it. Observe. Barnabas, sweetie, come show what a good boy you are. What would you like him to do?
Wie Wie wär's mit deinem Tanz?
Oh,
Wie
you'd
ist das aber
like
schon?
that, wouldn't you, Barnabas?
You feel her will surge outwards and envelop the creature, inexorable as the tide.
No, Barnabas! We talked about this.
Ihre Versuche nach Kräften unterstützen. Ihre Kontrolle ein für alle Mal zunichte machen. Dieses Mal helfen wir ihr.
The weight of the assault drives the gnoll to his knees, deformance melting away like snow in summer.
For all the power she lends us, I am still only an imperfect vessel. Here, I meant this as a treat for Barnabas, but he doesn't deserve it now. You'll do well when you meet the Absolute, I think.
Kann ich die Absolute treffen?
Please, Zarel. And you will be called to ascend to the tower top. Many have gone before you, though not all have returned.
Wir brauchen auf jeden Fall eine Mondlaterne.
You a second chance, loves.
Das wird das Wichtigste sein. Alter, was will ich mit den abgetrennten Armen? Piss dich, Alter. Gibt die uns einfach einen scheiß abgetrennter Arm?
Araj O'Blaudra, trader in all things occult. A very great pleasure to meet you, true soul. Should you be interested, I have a particular offer I'd like to make.
Trow, Oblodra, das Haus wurde von 100 Jahren zerstört.
Thankfully, I wasn't in it at the time. My cousins did like to boast about their view over the Claw Rift. And now their bones decorate the bottom.
Erzählt mir mehr über euer besonderes
But
Angebot.
plainly, I'd like your blood. A vial of true soul's blood, specifically. With one drop, I can brew a rather potent potion for you. The rest, I keep for myself.
Was genau wollt ihr mit eurem Anteil anfangen?
Research, naturally. We Oblodras are simply curious by nature.
Realization washes over you. Every drow knows of the purge of House Oblodra, but you remember the whispers of why. Among the many crimes tallied against them, their reckless experimentation with illithid breeding stock.
Ihr wollt nicht das Blut einer wahren Seele, sondern Edititen verseuchtes.
Blessed by the Absolute, but not blinded by it. Now I simply must study you. The beings you speak of have no use for gods, and yet here we stand in a church of their making. Unless they are not the makers, but simply the means, wouldn't that be a secret worth knowing? So let me adjust my offer. Your blood and your silence, in exchange for the potions I mention, and a tidy pile of gold besides.
Was für einen Drang könnt ihr brauen?
No idea, but it will be unique to you. Your blood essence and the Absolute's blessing intertwined. We can learn exactly what that means together,
Sehr gut, dann mal los.
Just a little prick and it's all over. Close your eyes. A little pain for a lot of gold. And there we are. All of your very best traits in a bottle. Use it well. And if I may, would you have a moment to discuss another more personal matter? Truth be told, I heard tell of your coming before you arrived. Ketheric's dogs prowl far and wide round the tower. I know you travel with a delightful Nightwalker in your retinue. Please, I have a proposal for him. I will reward you both, handsomely.
Ihr arbeitet nicht für Cazador, oder?
That is not a name which has ever passed my lips. I am a friend to you. I wish to be a friend to him.
Mein Vampirfreund? Ja, ich kann ihn holen.
I must prepare myself for his arrival.
Das wird jetzt lustig. Unser guter Astarion. Dann lassen wir so lange Gale hier. Gale hat uns jetzt echt eine gute Zeit begleitet.
But I suspect a heart of gold lurks beneath that stern countenance. Once she gets to know me, I'm sure she'll open up. She's just waiting for someone ready to listen.
Ja, für Mentara mussten wir nur den ganzen Hain ausrotten. Ist Mystra immer so eine anspruchsvolle Göttin?
She expects those who seek to use the weave to do so honestly, and with respect for its potential to destroy, as well as its potential to save. I doubt she's asked many of her followers to blow themselves up. That's a fate she's bequeathed exclusively to me. She wouldn't ask such a thing if it weren't our only means of survival. However much she's annoyed at me. I question the wisdom of that decision, but so be it.
Vielleicht reisen wir später wieder zusammen. Oh, musst du mir alles geben. Er behaltet doch nicht mal den fucking Stab. Warum ist denn das eigentlich mittlerweile so? Kann man das einstellen? Nö. Das müssen die mit irgendeinem Update so gemacht haben. Das finde ich scheiße. Ganz ehrlich.
I want to be clear. Letting Minthara tag along with us was your idea. So if you wake up with a dagger to your throat, that's on you.
Besser ein Dolch in der Kehle als Reißzähne Astarion.
Excuse me? I would never. But fine. Take her if you wish. Just know I'll be resting with one eye open.
Musst du überhaupt schlafen?
Darling.
Da freut er sich aber wieder, will man mitnehmen.
Careful, I bite.
All's well that ends not as bad as it could have.
I never thought I'd see one in real life. I read about your kind for so many years, but you are a finer specimen than any bestiary could describe. You're really a
Scheiße.
vampire. At least one of their spawn.
Oh, don't worry. We're all friends under the absolute. I won't bite.
Oh, I'd prefer if you did. And he's yours to command. My envy is palpable.
Ja, nur mir.
Well, I hope you don't mind sharing him for just a minute. Do you have a name, Spawn?
Astarion, but hold on.
Good. Now, Astarion. I've dreamt of being bitten by a vampire since I was a young girl.
I'm sorry. You want to be bitten?
To feel your life's blood slipping away. To dance on the edge between life and death. Yes, I want it. I'll even compensate you. A potion of legendary power that forever increases the strength of the one who consumes it. It's not for sale, but it's yours if you bite me.
I will have to decline.
Excuse me? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you're squandering it.
I gave you my answer.
Can't you talk some sense into your obstinate charge?
Beißt sie einfach, der Drang klingt nützlich.
I'm sorry, but could you excuse us a moment? Are you actually asking me to do this? Trading me for some potion? Because there's something wrong with her blood. I can smell it from here. It's rank.
Ihr Haus Oblodra, war berüchtigt dafür, mit Gedankenschindern herum zu experimentieren. Könnte ihr Blut verseucht sein? Ein so mächtiger Drang könnte unser Schicksal verändern, dass es einen schlechten Geschmack im Mund doch wert.
I suppose you have a point.
I don't have all day, true soul.
Fine. I'll do it. Darling, I've had a sudden change of heart. After all, who could resist such a delectable neck? Hold very, very still.
Incredible. Incredible.
Oh mein Gott! Oh mein Gott!
Not your taste.
You're fetid, full of corruption.
I feel exquisite, though. So here's my part of the bargain. I hope you find it as satisfying as I found this. It was everything I imagined, and then more. I'll be able to put this to good use.
Digga.
You haven't felt like prey in many moons, Siraj.
Erhöht deine Stärke dauerhaft um 2. Das ist voll heftig.
At least things have stayed interesting.
Dauerhaft um 2. Die trinken wir.
only he had gone further.
Oh, haben wir jetzt auf 18. Sehr gut.
Enough waiting. I crave blood.
I'm ready.
Alter, ich hätte sogar Dingen so auf 20 bringen können. Aber da können wir später auch Handschuhe dafür. Das passt schon, das ist schon ziemlich ausgeglichen jetzt so. Sehr, 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 sehr strong. Hat sich gelohnt.
I suppose you want to hear about Cazador.
Er war euer Meister, sagt ihr.
My old master. Before the mind flayers took me from him. Before this strange, twisted freedom. Cazador Czar is a vampire lord in Baldurs Gate. The patriarch of his coven and a monster obsessed with power. Not political power or military power, I mean power over people. The power to control them completely. He turned me nearly 200 years ago. I became his spawn, and he became my tormentor.
Peiniger, was hat er getan?
He had me go out into Baldur's Gate to fetch him the most beautiful souls I could find. It was a fun little ritual of his. I'd bring them back, and he'd ask if I wanted to dine with him. And if I said yes, he'd serve me a dead, putrid rat. Of course, if I said no, he'd have me flayed. Hard to say which was worse.
Klingt schrecklich, tut mir leid.
Thank you. But this isn't about sympathy. It's about knowing what we might be up against. The Mind Flayers aren't the only monsters out there. They're not even the only ones hunting us. All I'm asking is that you keep your eyes open and watch out for anything lurking in the shadows.
Ihr beschützt mich, ich beschütze euch.
What more could I ask? Now, is that all?
Ich habe euch nie gefragt, seid ihr Cazadors einziger Brutling oder gibt es noch andere wie euch?
Cazador sired 7 spawn. Me and my 6 brothers and sisters. He always insisted we were a family, even when he was carving scars into our flesh. I was one of his first. Some of the others came years later. He was a monster to us all, but did take special pleasure in my pain. He said my screams sounded sweetest. And now that I'm gone, I don't know. I pity the other 6.
Okay. Was macht der denn hier?
She sees everything we are. Do you understand? There is no hiding from her.
Typ geht's glaube ich nicht so gut. Wir müssen aber tatsächlich Astarion wieder wegmachen, weil wir brauchen Gale. Gale ist glaube ich auch derjenige, der die Mondlaternen oben dann im Baldurs Zimmer reparieren kann. Deswegen auf jeden Fall ihn wieder mitnehmen.
What can I do for you, my... Oh, darling. It's...
Tut mir leid.
How can I help? With
Leidenschaft
magic.
Whatever comes, I'm ready.
Ja, bei ihnen habe ich mir überlegt, dass wir ihnen, wie gesagt, eventuell eine Dingens geben. Ein, zwei Klassen in Baden eventuell. Bin ich mir aber noch nicht ganz sicher.
No, never mind.
Salutations.
Looking ahead.
Vandals been damaging property around here. You have a feeling you're under suspicion.